Social media has been an everyday part of everyone's lives from the moment they wake up to the moment they fall asleep from the mid-2000s. A screen is often the first and last thing a person will see in a day. It connects us, informs us, and entertains us, and has been doing for the last 20 years. What we didn't realise is exactly how much damage it's doing to our brains the entire time.
Information has never been this accessible to so many people. From the first basic steps in the form of MySpace and other social media sharing platforms, to vast complexes of data and networking such as Instagram or Facebook. Social media has allowed us to express ourselves in many ways, from sharing what we're eating every meal to posting funny pictures online.
So, in terms of what words come to mind, what does social media mean to you?
Being online, being able to post things online, social networking and being able to connect with other people online, message them and things like that.
Would you say that in general you've enjoyed social media?
I think there's parts of it you can enjoy, like there's funny clips and obviously you're able to see what your friends are doing, but there's part of it which I haven't enjoyed back in the past.
Would you call yourself popular on social media?
No.
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 Online, most appreciation is done in the form of likes or shares, a sort of online currency in some ways. Get a lot, and companies might ask for a sponsor, or they might ask you to give a message and they'll give you money for it. It's not a bad goal, really. In the media, these people are referred to as influencers, and whether or not you agree with them, there are a million people ready to back them up anyway. Unfortunately, there is a dark side to this. With every success, there's a mountain of climbing behind it. What you see is often the best parts, the broadcasted interesting, the fun, the exciting, whatever grabs your audience's attention. Broadcast that, and they'll tune in, they'll keep watching. The problem is that you very quickly get to a point where you stop doing things because you want to. You start doing them because your fans want you to. You lose enjoyment in things that you once had enjoyment in. But why would you go to all this effort over this false popularity, just a number on a screen? Why would you go to the effort? Well, as it turns out, these people who relentlessly take pictures of every meal they eat just can't help it.
I'm Stuart, I'm a lecturer over in media, IT and game development.
So why is social media so addictive?
So one of the reasons why social media itself is so addictive, and it's all the kind of products based around that, is that it's sort of written into their business model. So there's an economist called Herbert Simon, and he gave a quote in the 1970s, which was, when information becomes abundant, attention becomes a scarce resource. So when you look at the kind of business model that these things are based around, some people think of it as being like the information economy, whereby they're trying to sell information, but there's not. You have a huge amount of information you can access. What people are fighting for and vying for is your attention. It's down to the very kind of core of their design. Even if you look at things like Facebook and how you scroll through it, they have like the endless scroll. You should have that on any kind of major social media thing, and that's to kind of take out the natural breaks that would take you away from accessing the page. There's just general, like, if you think of the way that you would naturally interact with something, you tend to kind of, you do the experience and then it finishes. With social media and where they're kind of fighting for your attention, it's always about putting all these little tiny reminders in to try and grab your attention and pull you back in. This is why sort of traditional media is starting to fail a bit as well, because it doesn't have that same kind of like clickbaity, in your face impact. There's lots of things there fighting and trying to grab your attention, and to move away from it, you have to kind of actively engage with moving yourself away. But I know that a lot of it is kind of based around that instant quick reward that you get for for the interactions that take place. It's all very superficial, but it's all kind of like if you imagine sort of the drug addicts, when they get their hit of whatever their kind of substance is, they get that release, the chemical release. You get it in a smaller amount with things like coffee, caffeine, and chocolate and stuff like that as well. You get that kind of reward with the interaction, and it's that whole kind of, again, where you've got the like button, the loves, the reacts. It's all built in a very positive way to kind of have these little tiny rewards constantly fed to you. It's almost like little bits of praise and stuff, the same way you praise a dog or a child or something.
So it seems as if this was intended the whole time. People virtually addicted to these small red hearts or thumbs up on a screen. They just can't stay away from them. As the mostly forgotten co-founder of Facebook, Sean Parker, once said, the thought process that went into building these applications, Facebook being the first of them, was all about how do we consume as much of your time and conscious attention as possible. And that means that we need to do some sort of little dopamine hit every once in a while, because someone liked or commented a photo or post or whatever. And that's going to get you to contribute more content. That's going to get you more likes and comments. It's a social validation feedback loop. Only God knows what it's doing to our children's brains.